Hello everyone, my name is Joshua, but you might know me as DutchCuber, and in today's video I'm gonna show you 5 cubes in my collection that I cannot solve. Now, I've got a big collection. If you don't believe me, just check out the videos on my channel where I review all of my cube collection, but I can't solve all of my cubes. Almost all of them I can solve, but these 5 I've never been able to solve. Alright, let's start with the first one. This is the pocket cube, and I really like the color. It's purple and then it has the little 2x2 stuck in this corner with green, yellow and blue. Now, this cube may not seem too difficult, but when I start to turn it, you can see that it starts to shift. And when you align the pieces correctly, you can even take the corner apart. So what this actually is a 3x3. The problem is that it has bandaging, and if you don't know what that means, is basically you can't turn every side all of the time. So you see this line, and you think I could turn along that line, but this purple block is in the way, so I can't turn like that. So this cube is completely bandaged, and that is what makes it so difficult to solve this cube. Now, there also is not a very good tutorial in my opinion, so I haven't been able to solve this cube for a really long time. I've had it for nearly 4 years, I believe now, and I've been playing with it on and off, but eventually I got it into this pattern and I really liked the look of it, so I just kept it that way. Now, this second cube is one of the coolest looking cubes I own, in my opinion. It's got all this black and white and it's in a crazy shape, and all of the lines are in crazy patterns, but I just can't solve it. The reason that it is solved right now is because I had to take it apart. I could not figure out for the life of me how to solve this thing. It's supposed to be quite doable because it actually is a skewb if you align it, but because of the awkward shape and all of the strange pieces and all of the triangles that look alike, I just haven't been able to solve it yet. That's also the strange thing about this cube. Before you can start to use it, you have to align it first. Like you hear the click right there. So this makes it a perfect shape. It's an pentahedron, I believe. But before you can start to solve the cube, you have to align it first, and then it's way more out of shape. So that makes it more difficult too. And I just haven't been able to solve this cube. But it looks really, really cool. And for those of you wondering what this cube is called, it's called the Ghost Skewb. Next up is this Pyraminx. Now, this is called a gear Pyraminx, and it looks really, really cool. I have been able to solve this cube, yeah, but that was with a tutorial. So I'm not able to solve this cube on my own. When I bought it, it came in a package with a pamphlet included that had the tutorial to solve this cube. So I've used that tutorial a couple of times to solve this cube, but it takes a lot of steps and there are so many moving pieces that makes this cube so difficult. Like when I do this, you can see I can make the corner in the right spot, but then the centers aren't correct, so you can solve any other pieces. So I have to misalign it like that. So it's just a crazy cube. And look what happens if I hold these two middle gears and then just turn the cube. All of the pieces start shifting, and that makes it even more scrambled. So for me, this was just an impossible cube to solve on my own. Maybe I'll learn it eventually by using the tutorial a couple of times, but it's just such a crazy cube with so many different solutions and pieces and moving pieces. So that makes this cube really, really difficult. And then we're on to the final two cubes. And these two cubes are kind of alike, and they're also almost called the same. So I'll start with this one because this is the first version. So this is called the puppet cube. I don't know why they called it that, but it's called a puppet cube. And this is called the puppet cube 2. And the difference between the two is that this corner block that is one entire block right here is made up of all different pieces right here. So this one is a more tricky cube. And these cubes are just really, really weird. They shapeshift, they turn in a lot of ways you wouldn't expect. So if you see this red piece, it just moves with all the other pieces and completely disappears. It has bandaging, so I can't turn the cube any further right now. It's got so much stuff, and it's just so difficult to solve it. And if you align things correctly, you've got just so much stuff going on. It's absolutely crazy. And a lot of the pieces are hidden, as you can see right here. So the pieces are hidden inside. You can't see them when you're holding the cube like this. So there's a lot going on inside the cube you can't see while turning the cube. And that makes it also really difficult to solve this thing. And I just haven't been able to solve it yet. There are a lot of tutorials about these two cubes, so I could solve it if I wanted to, but I'm just trying to solve it on my own first, and if I can't manage to do that, in the end I might look up a tutorial. But it's just got so much stuff going on inside the cube that you can't really oversee what's going on, and that makes it so difficult. The same goes for this version, the Puppet Cube 2, except this cube has got even more going on because you can turn the insides separately, and that just makes it so much more difficult. You can basically use the inside like a 3x3 and then mix up the rest of the outside, and then turn it like a 3x3 again and then mix up the rest of the cube, and it's just so difficult. I haven't been able to figure this out yet. It's just, there's too much going on. That's the problem with these two cubes for me. You can't see what's going on with the cube. Too many pieces are moving inside, and there's just too much stuff going on. So I haven't been able to solve these two yet. I want to in the future, but it's gonna take a lot of practicing and just playing with these cubes. That was it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed, and if you did, leave a like down below and consider subscribing. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I hope to see you in another video. See ya!